Understanding FERPA compliance, safeguarding student privacy. The Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, FERPA, a federal law enacted in 1974, was designed to protect the privacy of student education records. Administered by the U.S. Department of Education, FERPA applies to all educational institutions that receive funding from programs administered by the federal government. This includes virtually all public schools and most private post-secondary institutions in the United States. At its core, FERPA grants parents certain rights regarding their children's education records. These rights transfer to the student when they reach 18 years of age or attend a post-secondary institution, at which point the student becomes an eligible student. The law gives eligible students the right to inspect and review their education records, request corrections to inaccurate or misleading information, and control the disclosure of personally identifiable information, PII, from those records. FERPA compliance requires adherence to the regulations and guidelines set forth by the law to protect student records. Key protections under FERPA include access to records. Parents and students, once they turn 18 or enroll in a college or university, have the right to view their education records. Right to request corrections. If there's an error in the records, they can ask the school to fix it. Control over information sharing. Schools generally need written permission to share a student's records or personal information. However, there are exceptions, such as sharing with school officials, in connection with financial aid, or when required by law. Transfer of rights. When a student turns 18 or enters post-secondary education, the rights that belong to the parents transfer to the student, who then becomes an eligible student. Another key component of FERPA compliance involves managing directory information. Schools may disclose certain basic student information, such as name, address, phone number, date of birth, honors, and participation in sports, without consent, unless the parent or student has opted out of such disclosures. However, institutions must inform families about what qualifies as directory information and allow them a reasonable amount of time to request that it not be released. Maintaining FERPA compliance also includes implementing technical and administrative safeguards, especially with the increasing use of digital platforms in education. Staff and faculty should undergo regular FERPA training to understand their responsibilities and minimize the risk of non-compliance. Violations of FERPA can lead to serious consequences, including the loss of federal funding. While the Department of Education does not fine institutions for FERPA violations, it can investigate complaints and require corrective actions. Ultimately, FERPA compliance is about respecting and protecting student privacy. While data breaches and identity theft are increasing and evolving, FERPA plays a critical role in maintaining trust between educational institutions and the families they serve. The CampusGuard experts possess deep expertise in FERPA compliance and will collaborate closely with your team to guide you through the compliance process. For more information about FERPA compliance assessments with CampusGuard, visit campusguard.com/FERPA. CampusGuard also provides FERPA compliance training for employees. This training course features an overview of the laws governing the acceptable use and release of student records, discusses individual staff and faculty responsibilities, provides guidance on how to protect students' right to privacy, and explains the potential consequences of non-compliance. To learn more, visit campusguard.com/training. Access more information about FERPA with this free download FERPA Essentials Guide and Compliance Checklist on our website at campusguard.com/post/FERPA-Essentials-Guide-Checklist. This informative guide provides practical tips to help institutions understand the basics of FERPA compliance, with a convenient checklist to keep your compliance program organized. Interested in a FERPA compliance assessment or FERPA training? Reach out to CampusGuard by visiting campusguard.com/contact-us. To learn more about our FERPA compliance services, visit campusguard.com/FERPA. links found in the description box. For even more resources about FERPA, we've provided links to helpful articles in the description box. You can also check out our blog at campusguard.com/insights.